What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Zary, and before we get into the video, I just want to remind everybody, if you're under level 15 and you want $10 worth of free stuff, go to your settings, go to use promo code, and type in XMGGift. You do that, you'll get $10 worth of free stuff. It helps support the channel. So if you're under level 15, make sure you're using that promo code XMGGift. Enjoy the video. Okay, my YouTube family, we are here finally with the account winner review. Now normally I jump into their account, and Scotsman has been fantastic with me trying to figure out how we could get in it, and we just couldn't do it, and it just drove me crazy, and we didn't want to mess anything up. So I'm gonna do a mini review through the player profile. We're gonna look at his account that way, break down what I can tell, and I've reached out to Scotsman, and he is going to contact me with any questions or follow up he knows how to get a hold of me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. He's been a pleasure to work with. So we are here on Scotsmn77's account, and he is in the Whale Guild, so big shout out to the Whale Guild. Now, what we're going to do here is, Scotsman's pretty progressed. He's been playing for about 90 days. It's good. Now, he's a little bit lost in where to go, where to focus, and the best way we can do is just start with his heroes, okay? Now, Scotsman has some amazing things in this account for playing as short as he has. I mean, he's working on Shadar, has him 4 stars, 90 days. That's fantastic. He has Sent and Turion, already 7 star. I don't. That's awesome. Bar and Rail, 7 star. I don't. Jealous. All right. But it looks like, as I'm going over here, and I mean, Uncle Ho, 7 star. Awesome. He's kind of all over the place at where he is. It's hurting my head, so you guys got to stare at my gray hair tonight. And, you know, it's a lot of kind of, like I said, you're just all over the place a little bit, just from my initial impression. So we got to get you, and I know it's hard, but we kind of got to get you focused. Tunnel vision. Let's start with one group and kind of work our way through there. Now, the only characters you don't currently have are harder to get characters. You're kind of at the point where this is more of a, like, you're at the mercy of the legendary events coming around, but it's harder to get these characters because you're so scatterbrained, I think. And if we hone you in, you have so much good stuff to work with that I think we can really make a difference on this account. And Hard Orcs in the Star Shop, Garrett, Battlegrounds, Boris, harder to get. Yogi, you can start chipping away at now. Renara, legendary, 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 legendary. Tourneys, legendary. You know, legendary. So, you know, Lake, tournament shop. So, okay, we got some things to work with, right? So we're gonna start by going into your humans, okay? That's where I feel you need to start with this guy. And I notice you only have Solius at 5 star. So let's go to your Orcs. Now, your Orcs here, you have Tromgar gear 11. Alright? Love what you've done with Tromgar, getting him to gear 11. You have all of his abilities maxed out, which is what he's the most important piece to getting Solius 7 star. Right? So, his runes, you have 2 sets of tenacity and 1 potency. What I would suggest here is make this rune a little bit of speed, right? We want speed on him, so you're gonna go speed here, and then down in the secondaries, you're looking for more potency and straight up survivability. get rid of one of these tenacity sets. Like I would get rid of this here. And I would probably get rid of this one here and put potency there. The primary function for Tromgar is to get the stun off. And you have him running at 114 speed. Try to get him up to about 130 speed, right? That's going to make a big difference for what you're trying to do. So here for Tromgar, go 2 potency, 1 tenacity to get you through the Soleus event, and then we can talk outside of this video to kind of re-rune a little bit. What you want to look for in Tromgar, like I said, is you want that potency and then straight up survivability with tenacity, shield, armor, health, etc. This, like I say in this northeastern rune, you want speed there. This is always going to be armor. This here, you want health or damage. I would go health here because he heals himself based off his health. Here, try to get health here as well, and then you want potency in this one here. You really want to get that potency up as high as you can possibly get it, because right now you're only at 49%. Try to get that up to closer to 60-70% potency. That'll make a big difference there. Now, Zira would be great for Soleus, but unfortunately you only have her 5 stars, and that's fine because she's a harder character. You want to finish off Rantha, get her to 7 star, so you can get Soleus 7 star. Now, I can't see how close you are, but your runes here are kind of all over the place, just kind of like your focus. So when it comes to Rantha, you really want to rune her for survivability, right? Because Battle Poo here, he receives, where is it? Summons Battle Poo gets 80% of Rantha's health. So you just want to stack the health as much as possible on Rantha. So that means Battle Poo is going to stay alive longer, right? So the way I run my Rantha is I just all health sets here, right? And you stick with the damage here. You're going to want speed here. This one here, you're going to be looking for armor, obviously. Here, you could stay crit chance there. That's not a bad rune for her at all. Or you could put damage. Here, go try to get one. This is a 11 speed on it, though. So you might want to leave that one here for now to keep her kind of running where she is. But if you can, try to get a health in there. And then here, you could go damage or health. She doesn't really need potency in her move kit at all. So you'd be looking for damage, speed, crit chance, survivability in the form of health for Rantha. The next one you're going to use is Mortha. Now, Mortha, you have health, armor, and crit chance. Alright, and I noticed that her abilities aren't up. Some very important ones to try to get up to unlock Soleus. Her basic you don't really need. You could probably leave that at level 4. Her healing you want to get to level 6. You want to try to get that personal curse as much as possible, probably to 5 at least. And then here, probably take this one up to 4 or 5 as well. You did tell me you're farming your blue scrolls every single day, so that is a huge plus. And then when it comes to her runes over here, like you have crit chance, some health, and some armor, like I was saying. And you're not going to receive a lot of benefit from that, right? Because when you look at it, heals the target ally by 320 of Mortha's magic damage. So the higher damage you have, the more she's going to heal for. Then here, again, deals 165 magic damage to an enemy, gives the ally with the lowest health a shield equal to 165 of her magic damage. So, I would leave the health, leave a health set on, and then go ahead and put on a damage set. You'll be looking for speed, more damage, and then survivability. Doesn't matter if it's health or shield. That doesn't matter, even armor. Tenacity really isn't as important for her because you're going to have Tromgar and Battle Poo, right? So stay there. And what you can do with that is you can get that magic damage up, because right now you're only at 2356. You want to shoot to get that over 3k, and you can do that with the runes that you have. So definitely do the damage set. You're looking for speed here. You want to put damage down here. You want to put damage right here. So just damage her all the way to get the most out of her healing to get you through that event, and you really don't ever have to touch her again. Now, the next one up is Mar. Mar does not need a potency set at all. What you want to do is here, you want to get that rage ability probably to level 5. You want to bring up this will hurt real bad. You want to get this to level 6, because then you just put all crit chance here. Looking for speed, crit chance, damage. So you would put speed here. This one down here, you would put crit damage. This one here, you would health or shield, whatever you're getting the best secondary stats out of. And then here, put a damage. So you could either go crit chance or crit damage in the southern rune. But the reason you want to do that is because when you max out this ability, if you crit, the more you crit, it decreases the cooldowns. So essentially you can just spam this over and over and over again. So I would start there with Mar. This I had this at level 2 when I unlocked Soleus, so you don't really have to touch that. And but this is going to help you out quite a bit. So get that up to at least level 5, and definitely take this one to level 6. And we can go from there. Then on Corcorum, he's going to be your final one. Corcorum, you want potency, because he's going to be your crowd control champion for the Soleus event, and right here he has a 20% chance to stun, right? And then on this one, his passive ability increases his potency by 15%. So right now you're only running 27% potency, so he's not fully functioning what you want him to do. And Corcorum's the one who will unlock Soleus for you, and you really don't have to go back to him again. So what I would do is either you put on a speed set with potency, or you just put all potency on this guy to make sure he's landing those stuns. The main moves here is you definitely want to get this to level 6, and you would probably want to take that to level 6, because then it just ensures you get more of the stuns out of him, and the more speed you have on him, the faster he can get those rotations. So in this instance, what you'd be looking for here is you have speed here. You could put damage here. This one's fine. Maybe try to get something with potency in the secondaries. You know, you're looking for speed, potency, and damage in the secondaries. And then here you definitely want a potency here, so he's landing those stuns. He also puts on burning, so that is another reason why you'd want that potency to be a little bit higher, and you're going to see more from him. So you got some reruning to do with your orcs, and you want to finish off Rantha to 7 stars. That'd be your primary focus right now. Finish Rantha off to 7 stars. She's very, very obtainable. You know, she's farmable everywhere. Because then once you get her to 7 star, you're going to go and you're going to start chipping away at that Soleus event. Get Soleus to 7 stars. He's sitting in a good spot, except for his runes. And we'll kind of talk about that in a little bit. But after you get your orcs where you want them, that should be your primary focus. You move on to Soleus. Soleus, you get him to 7 stars. Now you can start working on your human team. And you have a really solid base for a human team already. Now, what you have here, I mean, Cruel is fantastic. Freezard, really good. Eric Shieldbreaker, and Little Baddie. So you get Soleus 7 stars, you put your orcs off to the side, and you start working on your human team. Now you start working on your human team, you finish off Cruel to 7 stars, I would take Eric Shieldbreaker to 7 stars, and you finish off Little Baddie. And then you start working on that team, for your next unlock, right? Which is more doom. You want to get that more doom, right? And he's a 7-star unlock, so you got to make sure you have all your 7-star humans, but you're not going to really get that without having Solius 7 stars. He's vital to that team comp. So for Solius, right, you would put on a speed or a damage set, right? Because on him, on his basic, 15% chance to restore a random ability, that's fine, 210 magic damage. Then heals all allies by his magic damage. Heals an ally by 40% of their max health, so not much you can do about that. Then his passive ability, he's upping, or his leadership ability, I'm sorry, he ups his damage by 25%. So that's why I would say go speed with him. Maybe a health set, armor, tenacity. You do not need a potency set on him at all. So I would try to do that. So when you start working on Solius, you're looking for a speed set, definitely go speed here. I like what you have there. 28 speed, that's awesome. Put a damage down here to up his healing. Here, put another damage to up his healing. He doesn't need that potency set whatsoever. He really doesn't have potency in his kit at all, so that'll be huge for you. And then when you move on to Cruel, Cruel is a odd character. She's going to be your dispeller, your copier. So you can build her a couple different ways. You can build her to go fast, or you can build her to kind of be a quasi damage dealer. My suggestion is you want her to cycle through to get this I Am the Night ability up as fast as possible. She's a relatively slower character to begin with. So I would go a health set on her with speed. And you have magic damage, right? Awesome. And her reflection gets 70%. Recovers the health of Cruel, and her summon reflection recovered 70% of the magic dealt. So, again, we're seeing magic damage. We have the summon reflection with 60% of her health and shield, 50% of the damage, and 75% of the speed. So, like I said, it's all on how you want her to play. I prefer her to go faster, so you could either put a speed or a damage set, health secondaries to get that reflection, a little more health, and you're healing yourself more and more on your basic. So you definitely want to take this reflection up to level 6 for the More Doom event. That'll help you out quite a bit. Freezard's just a monster. I see you already have the tier 7 ability. That's huge. What you want for Freezard is potency. For sure, you're going to want to get his abilities up to level 6. You don't need to take them any higher than that for the More Doom event. So I would get those up to level 6. And then, on here, like I said, there's a couple different ways you could go. You could go crit chance, crit damage. You could go damage with a potency set. You could go speed with a potency set. What I would do is I would go damage with a potency set, since he's the primary damage dealer, looking for speed in those secondaries. Definitely want speed here. Down here, you could go crit chance. That's the way I would go. Or damage. And then here, you want potency. So in the secondaries for him, like I said, you're looking for speed, damage, potency, crit chance, and then survivability to make him last longer. Eric Shieldbreaker, he is notoriously slow. You're really not going to benefit much from a speed set off of Eric Shieldbreaker, so you just want to try to make sure every rune has speed in the secondaries. His major move is his Rousing Cry. You want to get up that to level 6 for sure. So I would put on a damage crit chance set here, and then you're looking for speed here, and then down here crit chance or damage, and then here crit chance or damage. And then make sure every single rune has speed in the secondaries, and try to get them up to about 170-ish, right in that aspect. And then to finish off your human team is Little Baddie. Now Little Baddie, you want to right around between 120 and 130. But like the crit damage and crit chance set, you don't really need. She does require potency to blind here. but it's still, even, I mean, you take that up, it's about I think it's 30% chance. So it's still relatively low. So just look for potency in the secondaries and just build her out to be as survivable and tanky as you can. I still would put speed here to make her go just a little bit faster so you can get that taunt off just a little bit quicker. But then you're just looking for health, shield, all that stuff around here. You could definitely probably want to keep potency up here to help her out, to make the blinds a little bit easier. But just build her tanky to be able to take a hit with the speed or with a little bit of speed, but just primarily tanky with potency if you can on those secondaries as well. You get these 5 to 7 stars, you're well on your way to more Doom. So you say you unlock more Doom fits well with a demon comp. So after you finish off your humans, what I would do is I would go demons, and we start working on your demons, right? Because your demons help you unlock General Murdoch. So we're building a plan. Now, by the time you get here, I mean, you're not super far off at all, but by the time you get here, you got some good options already. But the team I would take in for, I mean, if you might have Shadar, you might not have Shadar 7 stars, but if you have Shadar and Kiri 7 stars, you'll walk over the event. Slinger's going to be your lead for that event. So you have your Slinger lead. I would take in Kiri, I would take in Puncherface, Kyra, or Kiri, Kyra, Shadar. You could possibly go Xantera for heals, but I think if you went with a team of a Slinger lead, Puncherface, Kyra, Shadar, and Kiri, I don't think you're going to need much heals anyways, but if you don't have Shadar 7 stars, definitely Xantera is the next one to take in. Not having a tank really isn't that important for the General Murdoch lead. Now when it comes to Shadar, I like the way you got him built right now. Look at that, you already got 5 dot runes in there. So you have damage, you know, potency set for sure, and then speed, which is exactly how you want him. The only thing I'm seeing here is still his speed is a touch low, but he is only 4 star. But make sure you're getting speed and potency in those secondaries. That's all you really need for Shadar, speed and potency. Now when you're building out Puncherface, he has here physical damage, a 45% chance to recover turn meter. He has physical damage, chance to gain haste. That has nothing to do with potency. Here, this earthquake ability, you want to get up to where it puts the taunt on everybody. So this would be very important. The way I kind of manage my scroll usage is I take one character and I get all the abilities up to level 6. Then I go to the next character, take all the abilities up to level 6. It's going to benefit you in tournaments, it's going to benefit you in battlegrounds, everything. For Puncherface, he's giving himself 20 speed, but you still want speed on him. Now, you can build him out with a crit chance, crit damage set. You can build him out with a speed set. You can build him out with a damage set. But you want that potency as well. He needs that potency to land those taunts on people. So when this gets up to where you can place the taunt, that's going to be super important for you. And, you know, Kiri here, you just want her as tanky as possible. So you got some tenacity, you got some health. That's fine. You can go double tenacity here, get rid of these crit damage, put on a little double tenacity because you need 4 of these to complete the set bonus. Rune set times 4. So you're not getting anything out of that anyways. So put on another health set, put on another tenacity. You're going to be pulling off some really good tenacity runes off of other characters as you re-rune. So that is how I would do it. Now you already got her basic up to level 6 and her hurricane up to level 6. This is the most important move for her though, is her taunt. So you want to get that to level 6 as well. And here, this one, you want to get up to level 6 as well. I mean, I can say that for every ability, but definitely for this one, you want to get that as close as you can to that. But just start with one character from each. And okay, so you're building your orcs, boom, 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 get them where you want them, Stop. Go to the next orc. Get it where you want them. Stop. Now when you're building Xantera, Xantera is just going to be there primarily for her heals. Her heals sacrifices 20% of her health to heal allies by her magic damage. So you want speed in there to get the heals off, and then you want damage. That's how you rune her, either with a speed health set or a damage health set, depending on how you want to build her or the runes you have available. Definitely going to go speed here. You're going to go damage down here and damage here to increase that healing. Now, Kyra, she is going to be your damage dealer. So you're looking for speed in the secondaries and then a speed primary here. Crit, you could go crit chance, crit damage. You could go damage, critical chance. But she does require potency. So I would do a damage potency set for the event. That'll help you out because you want that ability block. So looking for speed in the secondary so you can get up, go dark. But her abilities you're definitely going to want to pop up as well. And then for Slinger here, he's going to be your lead. So you want to make sure you maximize that leadership above everything else. And you're going to be looking for physical damage to enemies. He has 40% chance to gain a damage increase at the end of his turn, which will go up as you get it up higher and higher. 50% chance to remove one buff on a critical hit. So you could go speed, crit chance, you could just put all crit chance on this guy. You could go damage, crit chance, crit damage, crit chance. It's however you really want him built, but crit chance is super important to him with speed, and that is kind of how I build him, just kind of make him fast. He's going to be feeding turn meter once you get this maxed out, and that's where you want it to be. His most important skill for unlocking General Murdoch is his leadership. So you've gone through and you've unlocked your General Murdoch. Now you can start building your Goblin team, because your Goblin team then unlocks the lane, and we're staying focused, we're staying on course to where we need it. Now your goblins need some love, and as you unlocked General Murdoch 7 stars, now you start chipping away. The most important people here for a lane is Dr. Frank, Instructor Gorram, Adam, Major Shot, and General Murdoch. Now you want potency on this guy with a ton of speed. So you got him at 205 with all potency sets, so that's pretty impressive. Crit chance as well, I like that. But you could, oh man, that is a sweet rune with 13 speed and potency in here. Good job. So the only thing you could consider doing is putting in a speed set. 4 speeds to make up that difference with the potency. Now Instructor Gorram, all crit chance on Instructor Gorram. Every single one of those is all crit chance, because when he crits, he gives Adam his taunt, right? So he also calls Adam in to assist if he's on the battlefield on his basic. So when he assists, he's going to call in Adam, but just all crit chance, because then it gives Adam his taunt. So that is, I believe that is on level 6, so you're going to want to get that up, because that will save your butt. Now Adam requires no speed whatsoever. Just make him as tanky as possible with some potency, so you can just get that damage decrease, and that'll help you out. So just as tanky as possible, really don't need speed on the guy, and you're set. Then when it comes to Major Shot, you want potency, because his move Flashbang is amazing. That'll save your butt quite a bit, so get your potency up, get that up to level 6. You could put a speed, because he does have fairly large cooldowns, so you want speed, potency, looking for speed, potency, and damage in the secondaries, and critical chance under a General Murdoch lead. And for General Murdoch, I can't click on him, but for General Murdoch, you know, you could go damage, crit chance, you could go crit chance, crit damage, you could go speed, crit chance, but you want his critical chance to be high. You also want potency on him, So you could go 2 crit chances and a potency. And when you get to that point, hit me up and we'll discuss some running options for General Murdoch. But he is the cog. So you have your team of a General Murdoch lead, Major Shot, Dr. Frank, Instructor Goram, and Adam. So that gets you the lane. So then you move to start focusing on your elves. And your elf team, you would have a Thalain lead, Nightiel, Wonder Lua. If you can get Titania 7 stars by them, which you probably dang well could, and then I would take in a Sharp or an Aurelius and Gilles for heals, and you're going to walk over that event. Now Nightiel, you got all speed on here, which you don't need because you're losing. And you said you kind of just put on runes without really thinking about it just to get out what you could, but 4 speed runes, so 2 of these could go away. And you'd want to put on potency. She already has 71% potency, which is solid, but you want to make sure that ability block is going. And so you could put speed on there, you could put damage and potency, you could go damage, critical chance, but definitely keep an eye on that potency because that ability block is huge, but she gives herself a damage increase. So I would say speed, potency on her, and you would be set. Wonder Lua, crit chance, crit damage. Like, you have armor on her right now, which is going to make her, you know, abundantly survivable, but she's there to be your nuker and your damage dealer, so get a crit chance, crit damage set on her with some speed and let her do her thing. She's one of the fastest base speeds characters in the game as it is, so putting on speed secondaries will get you where you want to be. If you're building Titania, you make her as tanky as possible with a little bit of potency in the secondaries, and you'll be good there. So for Thalain in the elves, that gets you Ember. If you have Thalain unlocked and a Wonder Lua, you're going to walk over the Ember event 100%, which puts you to your pandas. Now you have your pandas, and you got a really solid team. Kin Lee, Patriarch Chi, you already got Ember at 5-star. Uncle Ho, and probably Fao would be a fine team. That's how I would recommend it, because these are all kind of lackluster. Rin the Unseen could help, but Uncle Ho is going to bring a lot to the table. Now, Kin Lee, you want health. All health sets on this guy, because what his abilities do, he heals himself constantly based off his max health. So you want as much health on him as possible. You know, Patriarch Chi's all about speed, so he can get off this move here, his Dispel, where he can remove 2 buffs, and it is based off magic damage, but that's where you maximize. You put speed here, you put damage down here, and you put damage up here. So I would go speed with a health set and look for speed and damage in the secondaries. You know, Uncle Ho, you need potency. Lots of potency on Uncle Ho. So you could go two potencies and a crit chance on him. You could go a damage, potency, and he will work just fine, because those pandas unlock Renara, which takes us to our pride, which gets you buff. Now in your pride, you might have Wukong 7-star by then. That'd be huge. But what you want to take into your pride event, if you have Boris, he's the main damage dealer for that team. Boris, but if you have Wukong, that might be something different. But for that event, I would take in a Hera lead, Salvador, Roxy, probably Kegi. If you have Wukong 7 stars, obviously bring him in. If not, bring in Rival, or you could bring in Boris for sure. And it's all about this guy here. Make him as tanky as possible. You don't want the crit chance or crit damage on there. You want tenacity, health, armor. He is slow, but under the Hera lead, he's going to start with the taunt. So just make him crazy survivable. Heirs kind of squishy. You're really only using her for her leadership ability, so make sure that goes up to level 6. And, you know, Kagi's a damage dealer, Boris is a damage dealer. So, you just work on those. But as far as getting, you definitely, you would have Renara, so I guess you wouldn't need Roxy, I said that, but you would have Renara and just build her out for speed. Make her as fast as she can go. And that'll get you a buff. And then you have all the legendary characters. And that's how I would do it. I would simply focus on your one faction to progress your account. You're kind of all over. You just got to rein it in because you got really good building blocks already. Start figuring out those runes. You know, off the suggestions I gave you. Send me pictures of them. We can talk about it offline. But Scotsman, I apologize. It took so long for this to come out. But that is absolutely 100% how I would do it. And yeah, you got a pretty solid account for playing about 90 days. So pretty amazing. And you know how to hit me up. So hit me up and we'll continue to talk. And I'm sorry I couldn't get into your account. We just couldn't figure it out. So we decided to do it this way. So Scotsman, thank you for letting me critique your account. And any questions, please hit me up. And for all the viewers out there, if you have anything that I missed or a different way you'd ruin somebody, leave them for Scotsman to read. We appreciate all the feedback and the love. Scotsman, again, was the account review winner, and I would have liked to do this a little bit differently. Been in the account, re-ruined a couple of guys, gone in and tried the Soleus event for you, things like that. But unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. And if we can ever get it figured out, we'll come back in and we'll do it together. So with that being said, just focus up, really spend a lot of time on your rune management right now, and that's going to help you out tremendously. So that being said, if you're just finding me for the first time and you like what you're seeing, click that subscribe button. I am going to start doing more account reviews as giveaway prizes. People seem to like those a lot. So I will talk to y'all in the next one. I love you. I'm out.